another not-so-monthly news roundup. What is this? If it's the first time you're seeing it, it's basically not a lot of news is going on in the private server community, so I'm just kind of nitpicking from all the different ones that I cover, if there's anything to cover at all, because some of them there's just nothing. But I'm nitpicking what I can, and I'm just putting it all in one bigger video rather than a 2-second video, you know what I mean? So, we're gonna go down the list. I went through all my servers. The only few that you're not gonna see anything from are the Legacy of Lordaeron server. There's just nothing at all. There's nothing really new with Wallcraft. I looked and, besides a couple of changelog things, which I don't think is that important, there's nothing really to cover. I'm not gonna cover Ascension WoW. Epsilon, I don't think there's anything going on with Everlook other than just your normal patch cycle. There's nothing going on with Hour of Twilight just of yet. And that's pretty much all the servers that I cover that I'm not covering today. So, the ones that we are covering, let's start first with Azeroth at War, because it's the top one in my little list that I went down. So, so Azeroth at War. The closed beta, rather, is finally over. Through the whole beta, they've fixed about 86 bugs, with more to come. Other than that, we're just waiting now on the date for the open beta. Actually, there might be another closed beta. They said there might be, not quite determined, but either way, open, closed. The next beta is going to be coming around the corner a few months from now. No exact date yet. We just need to hang out and wait until they, announce the date. But they have been, teasering some screenshots of the new loading screens for for the starting zones. I know I was hyping it up like, oh wait, we're gonna see some new stuff. Just loading screens, but they are pretty cool and they look very Blizz-like. So there you go, right there. You got the Murloc starting zone, you got the Broken starting zone, and the Ogre starting zone. Now, the next server we're going to be talking about is Project Epoch. Not much news since my last video, which if you didn't, the only reason why I'm covering it here, even though there's no news, is because if you did miss my last video, there are new hubs that have been announced that are going to be coming out, such as the revamped Valormok hub in Ajar, which is a Horde hub. They are rehauling Blackrock Depths. They're completely reworking it. Well, besides the layout, unlike Wailing Caverns, they're not going to be moving around the layout. What they're doing is they completely took out all of the code and recoded it to be Blizz-like, and they've added new mechanics as well. They basically couldn't do what they wanted to do with the spaghetti code, so they had to start over, but what is going to stay the same, they tried recoding it to be as Blizz-like as possible. Maybe a few changes here and there, but most of it is Blizz-like, and the boss battles have extra added mechanics, which are cool. There's also going to be a new Molten Core attunement, so instead of just one quest, it's going to be 5 quests that span all over, kind of like the Onyxia attunement quest, which I guess, okay. I don't think Molten Core should have been 5 to begin. I think it should have been 1 to begin with, because it's supposed to be your intro into raiding. That is the first raid. So having the other raids go all over the place and do all these different things, that's fine. I think Molten Core should have stayed 1 quest, but what do you guys think about having the Molten Core quest be, go do dungeon, go do collect this, go do that for 5 times in a row? I think we're fine enough with the Onyxia one being like that. But anyway, Revelation WoW. Revelation is back, but Wilzor isn't. If you don't know, Revelation WoW is pretty much how I started doing private server coverage. I didn't do a lot of this. What I basically did was just record myself going through the new updated zones, and sometimes with reaction, sometimes without reaction. I gauged to see what people like the most, but whatever the case, that's how I started, got some traction, got some followers. From there, I went to Turtle WoW. So yeah, I have a lot of history with this server, and it all came down because of Wilzor, and I'm glad he's gone. I'm back on it. Everyone's going back to it. The hype is going back up. So we need to keep our eyes on Revelation WoW to see what it holds for in the future. But speaking of Turtle WoW, so a lot of stuff has, like, oh, small stuff rather, has come out about Turtle WoW. No news yet on the new upcoming patch that's gonna have, like, Gilneas and Hyjal and all that kind of stuff in it, but some smaller stuff did come out. I just released a video a couple days ago about how they're removing the guild housing, and you can go watch that video, but it's gonna be more in depth. But the TLDR is that you can no longer create in-world guild bases or guild housing or on any of that kind of stuff. It was specifically for roleplay purposes, but people were using him for other methods, and now the population boom is just going to be way too much, so you can no longer create new ones. However, people were getting mad about it because they thought the old ones are going away too, because that's what was implied. They have come out and said that the old ones that are currently in the world are staying. Any new ones in the future that they decide to do again is going to be done another way, but that's going to be for later. Just for now, you cannot make any new ones. Some other small stuff is that the cloud mounds, you know, with the little happy face or the sad face, those are going away. I don't believe it's a, what's it called? The, when you feel like you're gonna miss out, the fear of missing out, FOMO, there you go. I don't think it's that, because if they were intending it to be like that to get donations in, they would have done like an at everyone, it's going away, you better get it now. You know, they would have done that. They just kind of subtly, without any ats, just went, hey guys, in the next patch, we're not going to be selling these anymore. And people are like, oh, okay. No one really bought them or used them anyway. And my entire time playing Turtle WoW, I've only seen one person with that mount. Anyway, other than that, the only other thing I could find in terms of news was that the tents are no longer going to have collision, so you cannot block doorways with tents anymore, which is okay. I didn't even know they had collision in the first place, so I've never encountered somebody blocking a path with a tent, so okay, I guess that's a good thing. Anyway, we're going to move on to Duskaven. We're still kind of waiting on any more news on 2.0. However, we did get a couple of teaser screenshots of Goldshire with completely overhauled graphics. Looks like all the new graphics from retail version. I believe that's where they're going in terms of direction. They're going to go with the new retail models, new retail graphics for world and for characters and creatures and stuff like that. I'm fine with the world having the new textures. I'm completely okay with that. I'm okay with armor. I'm okay with creatures having the, well, most creatures having the new texture. Some of the creatures look better in the older models, like Naga. Naga just look way better as an older model, but I think, actually, you know what? I'm gonna say this better. I like humanoid models in the old-fashioned way. I don't like the new humanoid models. Now, I do have some exceptions. I do like the new harpies, for example. Those kind of look cool in retail. I like the new, I guess Quillbore look okay. They don't look that bad. Small stuff like that, right? But I like old Naga. I like the old playable character models. Old Worgens, obviously. Vanilla Worgens are the best. I don't even care about Cataclysm ones, and fuck off with the retail ones. So, yeah. If there was a way to patch it so you don't have the humanoid ones, kind of like how I did with Turtle WoW. Turtle WoW, a lot of the new creatures have newer models, but all the humanoids stay the same. That's how I want it, and the world and the armor and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, so that's just what we got so far on Duskaven. And the last thing I did, oh, by the way, Falmist, Falmist population is going down. I can't get some exact numbers. I've been trying to, just no one's responded to me yet. So, but I do know for a fact that the population of Falmist is unfortunately going down, but who are still remaining, the bulk of the player base is around the 50 to 60 level bracket. So a lot of the TBC stuff is actually going to start off pretty soon for the majority of the people who are still around. But from that big boost of when it launched, a lot of that population has dwindled before they even got to the end game. So that's just, it's something interesting I just wanted to mentioned, even though I don't have exact numbers as of yet. Maybe I'll make another video when I do get the exact numbers and report specifically on that. But anyway, the last one, and I put this one last because it's not technically World of Warcraft, but it runs on a World of Warcraft client, which would be Shinobi Story. It's a Naruto fan-made MMO that runs off a 3.3.5 client, which is a Wrath of Lich King client. Therefore, it's also kind of considered under the World of Warcraft private servers. It's on the Reddit list of private servers. Anyway, that's the only reason why I'm covering it. But it is kind of fun. I did play it. But the only news that we've gotten so far is that they're adding 3 new ninjutsu styles in their upcoming patch, or I think the patch has already launched. It's going to be the ranged lightning style ninjutsu, the bubble water style, and the aburame. It's been 15 years since I've watched Naruto, okay? I don't know what the fuck that even is, but the aburame clan ninjutsu. So those are the new jutsu styles in the upcoming patch, or the now launched patch for Shinobi Story. I did play a little bit of it. I enjoyed it. I really want to play again. I just haven't had time to, between all the private servers and everything else I'm doing. So, yeah, I really wish they would like work more on the world though, because right now only one zone is open, and there's supposed to be so many zones. That's why it's considered an alpha right now and not a beta. And it's been out for, I think, like a year or two now. So I think they really need to start working on the world itself and then work on more jitsu styles later, because, you know, you want the game to come out and then just add more gameplay. There's enough right now that people are fine with. I'm fine with lightning. I'm fine with the sword style. I'm fine, you know, just pick a style out of like the 20 they already have, and then make more world stuff so people actually have stuff to do in the world, and all the different starting zones that you have and shit like that. So that's just my opinion on it. But anyway, that is the end of this video, my news roundup video, and I will see you next time. Don't forget to like and subscribe.